Kent 46-pound monster bike. Huge. Huge and heavy. With a road cassette. So inexpensive, but so cool looking, but gives you a workout. Okay, here's the Kent 29er. These tires are the sidewall is so tall that those are 29-inch rims, in that kind of, traffic safety green, which I really like. And but they're more closer to 32-inch height of the tire and rim. We're going here. I have this GoPro chest mount setup right, so it's not creaking. This is a very comfortable bike, probably made just for walking. Okay. A little bit of wood's off. Well, I'm not sure how close you get to. I wonder if this is even open. Yeah, it is. Songbirds. Now look at this. So I was just at the Edwin Forsyth National Wildlife Refuge, and I took, which I don't have with me right now, I should have taken the Nikon S9900, and it's not. Okay. Well, this is pleasant. Don't go out too far, that's the thing. I've said this before, that bike is actually very smooth. It just has, for me, it has the wrong gearing on it. The rear cassette's a 7-speed, really it's geared to the road. No real low gearing on this bike. Three chain rings in the front. Oh, there's a kind of a natural blind that they build. Wow, this is awesome. Over to the left there. One thing with the chest mount, it doesn't follow where I look, but it is usually pretty stable. It doesn't creak too much if I have it on right. Look at all the songbirds. And without falling off. Whoa! Could fall off of this. Okay, this is actually looking towards the World Trade Center. Yeah, this goes on a lot longer than I thought. I didn't even realize. I think the last time I came here was 2 or 3 years ago. Just walking around, really more to take pictures with the trains that pass by here. Oh wow, does this go? That's another viewing thing off to the right. This is different. Now, this kind of, wood boardwalk, if you will, which is all over like 1.5 feet off the marsh on the left. These tall reeds. I wonder if this is Phragmites on the right and left. Now, this is kind of really interesting, though. Within just several miles of New York City. Birds on the right, wetlands. You hear the NJT commuter trains behind me. This is a Saturday, but there's a lot of trains that go through the Meadowlands of New Jersey towards Hoboken, Jersey City, and then into New York. Let's see. Another one of these viewing areas. Great for sticking binoculars out. Kind of a half a shed with peepholes in it. I guess you reach the end here. Let's walk. Really It's just, these are up on like pontoons. And these are all plasticky things. Feel the insects on me. Looking out. All I see in front of me. Have my impact glasses for bicycling. Got a few too many markings on it, but it is it's really a good all-around just a bike. Very comfortable actually. Smooth tires, 29x3. Just a little apprehensive about the load abilities of this decking. I prefer the wood over plastic, which is just too springy for me. Probably more resistant though to sun and salt and freezing conditions. Oh, this is awesome. So I can run between them. There we go. Let's hope. Oh God! All right. Oh, that's tight. So this is really nice. All right. Masters of the air. So you have barn swallows and tree swallows. These migratory songbirds are known for their distinctive iridescent blue-green feathers found on both males and females. Go basically off-road, and for only several miles from where I live, this is really quite the awesome thing to be able to run through this. There's the Canada geese with their chicks. They are all over. They are all over northeast New Jersey and other places as well, to the point of, you know, crossing roads, stopping traffic, and they form a lot of roadkill. Somehow or other they went from stopping in places like Jersey in the winter months on their way south to staying here. 20 or 30 years ago they started really staying around, and they're a fixture of the wildlife in Jersey. Really almost too many. They do pollute the streams and ponds. There's a turnpike right there. Hear that squealing. Feathered fishermen. Dancers and divers. So you have the kingfisher here. I think I've seen the kingfisher with the red patch on the belly, if you could see that. And the egret, which we saw a couple of them. Do not enter. Swift current of tidal at tidal change. Okay, so there's just some plumbing here. That's where I'm still right to the left there. I'm over to the left. And you can see some of the nests. You can't, but I can see some of the nests. This is some kind of an access road, but it's kind of drizzling, very light, almost misty type drizzling. Smooth tires on this bike for the road, really, but perfectly acceptable for these conditions, and extremely comfortable on, you know, on I don't know, on something like this, which is sort of like a Jeep trail, a gravel road, grass. And this is very interesting. Hoping there's not too much creaking from the plastic GoPro chest mount. Traveling northeast. And this is, oh, after all these years, I never really went down any of these little trails or walkways. Again, one of the most heavily populated places on Earth, or on the North American continent, and you have stuff like the Forsyth, places like the Forsyth Wildlife Refuge, and this, which is also a refuge, the Meadowlands Environmental Center. Here's another Danger Will Robinson thing. Do not eat. Do not catch. They're talking about something. Blue claw crabs, which I haven't seen anything. Apparently they might have mercury in them. Go to the Liberty State Park, that awesome area along the Hudson waterfront. Really one of the great rides there is. And I always looked over this way. And while I've come to the Meadowlands, I've always been just staying around the kind of the center, which is straight ahead. So I'm going to go all the way down, see what else I can see, and hopefully, man, there are a lot of birds right here, and I feel some insects, so they might be getting their food. They are all over the road here, or path. There are nests right out there in the water. Boxes made up to help the birds because they've lost their habitat. The paint's kind of been smoothed out on the rims. The fringe dwellers, Beauty and the Beast, and there are muskrats here, often confused for young beavers, year-round residents, known by many names. Biking can be really neat. It sure is. Gotta come back and take especially have a 700mm equivalent on that point and shoot. And it does take fantastic black and whites. You know, Lyndhurst Nature Reserve, and I was on the Transco, which is a gas pipeline, Transco Trail. And here, wow, this trail goes on forever. This is awesome. Trail over to the right. So I just remember to come back, maybe. Wow, this is awesome. This is a lot bigger than I thought. You could go quite a few miles on this. Probably go back towards Lyndhurst, which is several miles away. I mean, this is probably all part of Lyndhurst and Secaucus. I don't know where the lines are drawn. It's heavier mist or rain now, so I'm gonna see if I have to wipe down the lens. Yeah, it was wet. So on the trail. Don't see any tire tracks. Marsh. Got some eels and crabs. I've seen none of that. Really interesting. There's a culvert there. that's the right turn. A lot of water coming from this marsh into the next. Really interesting. An exercise station. Trail closed due to maintenance. That's too bad. Let's see where it goes out to the. Wow, the brake's not squealing. Maybe I should wet him down before I use this bike. Trail goes all the way down there, but it's closed. I can see them myself. There sure are a lot of droplets from the rain, so I'll keep wiping it down periodically. See if the camera, nope. Whew. I am wet now. Wet in the wetlands. American eel. I'd love to see an eel, but they're not going to come up here in that water. Even looking for crabs. I don't see any. Glad to see. I don't see a lot of refuge here. Either refuse, garbage. Definitely a place to walk with the camera. Here at the Meadowlands, took some video footage recording with the GoPro 3 Plus. That ran out of juice or memory as I was riding the bike around this unusually, unexpectedly large. And here's a duck with its ducklings. Awesome. Here's an awesome shot. Looks like more duck. More duckies. Well, I just took a series of black and white and showing you the same thing here, but with video, and it really is cool in this kind of weather with those structures. This is kind of the way I took the shots, and came from that direction, was down that away someplace before with the GoPro, and going down here. Checking to see, I think there's probably a gate straight ahead here where I can't go any further, or maybe I can. Maybe I can go to the left a little bit and get more shots. I was just down the a little bit past that gate to a nice little right in there, Mount Arlington, or Arlington Scenic Overlook, and just going on my way back to where I'm parked. It seems to have let up a little bit. With it's going to be a very rainy couple days here, but very heavy rains coming in from the Midwest, where there's been a lot of flooding. Around noontime, very heavily overcast, very humid, but also just you know, kind of in a gray kind of way. I love black and white. It really is quite pretty. So always include the transportation on little rides like this, and again, combine it with the GoPro stuff and see what happens. I don't have a bell on this, and I hate shouting out to your left, to your right. Alright, so right near the environmental center. And there's an observatory there. Often wonder how you can, because there's one on Rifle Camp Park, which is right near where I live. Never did get to actually use it or go in to see it. It always seems to be closed, but maybe you have to be part of a club or, you know, membership fees or something, and then you can come here at night, because this place closes at dusk. They're still arguing with each other. Holy moly. Think of a lot better ways to spend your time. Lyndhurst Nature Preserve. Here's the environmental center. So I'm parked really a little ways right in back of me. God, you can hear them. They really are arguing. That's too bad. Over nothing. So parking, wildlife center. There's that arm to me. So off again. Still going. GoPro 3 Plus Black. Have not gone to the 4. I just, you know, I've seen one motorcycle vlogger trying to use it, and has used it, and he looks good, but on YouTube, you're not going to get, I don't think you're going to see a bit of difference. From like 480p to 720 to 1080, you see differences, especially on a big computer monitor, but everything after that, I'm not so sure. Okay, this is where I came out of, right? See where I'm going here. This is the Nature Center, and you can see it's, you can't go out that far. Back on the wood, here on the Okay, my last shot from the Meadowlands wildlife area in northern New Jersey. And there's an egret. It's hard for me, probably, to tell the difference between a heron and this. This may be a heron. Seem to be almost identical. And this was a great little ride using the GoPro and the S9900 on the Kent 29er all along these trails and walking kind of boardwalks or decks. Very interesting ride, just a few miles from New York City. Some interesting stills and video.